Welcome into the second iteration of the Quicksand TV Fireside Chat. And what are we talking about this week? For this particular video, I want to talk about the LG G3 compared to the LG G2. And I feel the timing could not be better with all of the excitement out there about the 77-inch Samsung S95C starting to show up on YouTubers' doorsteps, and we're starting to see content from it. So why not get into the G3? You know, the one that's not available yet, and we don't have a lot of information on it yet, besides what came out of CES. So before I get into that, the usual YouTube things. If you're not subscribed and you're new here, thanks for watching the video. Now's a great time. Go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell notification so you know when I do an upload. And if you like this video or anything about it, or you like this format, or you find it helpful at all, consider leaving a like on it, as it really helps the visibility and gets the video out there to more people to watch. Thanks for watching. So, G3, what do we know about it so far? Well, speculation out there is, let's start with the basics here. You're going to see a G3 very likely in a 55-inch, a 65-inch, and a 77-inch. And I suppose there's also going to be an 83. The 97, not exactly sure if we're going to see a 97 G3. So let's just stick with 55 to 83-inch size range, similar to last year. Okay. What's different? What are we looking at here? Well, to keep it very high level and not get too technical, LG has been spouting off figures like 2,000 nits in vivid mode, light cannon mode is what I call it, compared to what we were seeing last year on these TVs, which in an accurate mode, the G2 was able to hit somewhere around 1,000 nits, which to most people, that's going to be plenty bright enough. So if they're saying 2,000 plus nits in light cannon mode, what are we thinking on that? Maybe 1,400-ish nits in an accurate mode, you know, like a filmmaker or something like that. That still would be a substantial jump in brightness, especially if the brightness is coming in on things like the specular highlights and things like that. That you will probably, and of course full field brightness will be noticeably brighter, but the specular highlights should be definitely brighter. So my speculation there is we're probably going to see 1,400 to 1,500 nits in an accurate mode, maybe even less, honestly. Certainly not the 2,000 or whatever. And compared to a G2 in a comparative accurate mode at around 1,000 nits, that's a substantial jump. And that kind of leads me into, well, I'm in the TV market now, and I'm looking at the G2, but should I wait on the G3? I mentioned some of the advancements in the technology. So it's going to be, LG's quoting up to 70% brighter than the traditional, air quotes, OLED, which I'm thinking that means like maybe a C1 or a B series line, you know, last year or this year. That doesn't matter necessarily, because you're not saying that it's 70% brighter than the G2, which either you already have and you're looking to go to a G3, or you're looking at a G2 versus a G3. So throw the 70% number out the window in that case. Really what you're looking at is, how much better is it than the G2? What's different about it? You have acronyms like MLA, and I'm not talking about a writing format. I'm talking about micro lens array technology, brightness booster max, love the marketing jargon, technology. And then of course you're getting a new processor. You're getting an Alpha 9 Generation 6 processor, and you had the Gen 5 in the TVs last year. The advancements in technology year over year typically, in my opinion, don't merit going from the exact same TV this generation and the next year upgrading. Typically it doesn't work out that way. Great example, the 2021 Sony A80J. If you had the A80J and you upgraded to the 2022 model, which was the A80K, in a lot of people's eyes, that was actually a downgrade. Okay, C1 to C2. A lot of people out there seem to think it was an incremental upgrade. G2 versus G3, let's get into the price. Why don't we go down that road? We don't know what the 77-inch G3 price is going to be, but my speculation is that the 77 G3 will come out at $43.99. Now, where did I come up with that price? I think the G3 in LG's eyes is what's going to compete with the 77-inch Samsung S95C, which we already know what the price of that is, which is $44.99. Let's just call it $4,500. I think LG will want to undercut that price just a little bit, okay? A little bit lower price. And it's going to be a little bit more expensive than last year's, but they'll be able to, in their minds, justify the price bump because of the advancement in technology. Now that we've kind of got a baseline to work with here of, okay, let's say it actually comes out at $4,400. It's going to come out with this micro lens array technology, new processor, you know, still with the heat sink technology. It's allegedly going to be a lot brighter than the G2. Is it a slam dunk? Is it a slam dunk to definitely wait for the G3 over the G2? And my verdict is yes. It is absolutely worth, in my opinion, waiting and just picking up the G3 despite being $700 or $800 more expensive than a G2 at the 77-inch size that you can get right now. Like I mentioned earlier, my opinion generally is when you're going from C1 to C2 or C2 to C3 or whatever, that upgrade is not necessarily worth the price difference you're going to pay at launch. But from a G2 to a G3, if this TV is capable of hitting 13, 14, 1500 nits in an accurate mode compared to around the 1000 that the G2 had, that's a noticeable difference. And it's definitely a noticeable difference. And again, I don't know why anybody would watch the TV like this, but if it really can max out at like 2000 nits of bright, I mean, you're like serious LCD, LED territory there. If you're somebody who has gotten really used to the LED TVs from whoever over the last 3 to 5 years and you're into that eye-searing brightness, and you're concerned about going to OLED is because of its perceived dimness, that's right up your alley. But again, I don't know why you would watch it in that mode, but hey, they put that in there for a reason, right? That's got to be good for somebody. Anyhow, verdict in, if it were me and the budget allows, I'm waiting for the 77-inch G3 and I'm bypassing the 77-inch LG G2. So, with that being said, if you're still around, thank you so much for watching up until this point. Appreciate you stopping by the channel. Again, I'll say if you're not subscribed, now's a great time to subscribe. Got a lot of more content coming. Hit the bell notifications so you know when I post the upload. If you liked anything about the video, leave a like. All these things are free and they really help support the channel. And until the next one.